So first, shortly about the ZKM, because not all of you might be familiar with the institution, which is 30 years old now. So we are facing different problems than other museums, which look back to a longer history. So in 30 years, we only managed to collect around 15,000 assets. These are born digital and analog objects, which are now part of the collection as artworks. And there's another specificity about the ZKM, which is that it's in Karlsruhe. Karlsruhe is not the biggest city in Germany, as you may know, and it's a little bit outside of, well, how to say that? So it's far enough from the capital. And this is why we thought that we would try a different manner to get our exhibitions to people who cannot make it to Karlsruhe while they are on view. And so this notion triggered the exhibition, well, I'm a curator, sorry, the project Beyond Matter. Which is, as mentioned, the long-term cooperation project on cultural heritage, which supposed to be on the verge of virtual reality after we finish. But before I get into the project, I would like to show a few examples of artistic research on VR and in relation to exhibiting and museums. This particular piece is from Jeffrey Show. From actually, it was first shown in '91, then in Ars Electronica at Ars Electronica in '92, the virtual museum, which is now. Well, it seems to be a very rudimentary application of an AR, of AR technology. But indeed, he tried to convey messages through a screen, through born digital content, which was not there in the room. And you had to sit on this platform, and you saw yourself, or basically the platform you were sitting in, and then the content only on the screen, but not in reality. Then after this, there was a sort of VR winter, if we can bring this analogy from the AI field, for a while, but a couple of years ago, again, quite many artists started to work with the VR technologies. So especially the Zabludowicz collection in London is showing quite many projects in this regard. And this particular one from John Raffman was pretty interesting because it depicted, well, a hedge maze, but it was sort of an exhibition context. And also lately, the tendency of artists working on artist-run spaces and galleries in virtual reality is getting almost ubiquitous. This is one pretty early example which got published on Rhizome. It's called Paper Thin, and they are pretty good in exhibitions which couldn't be realized in physical spaces. Then there are a few artists who are into revival of past artifacts or art objects which are not available anymore. This is a reconstruction of wall painting by Lauren Moffatt from Liverpool. And through this VR work, she told the story of this particular work. And after artists, there are also museums who are using the technology to give a glimpse into their collection. So, for example, the Louvre is also having or offering 3 different VR tours on its website. Of course, not the most popular parts of the Louvre are available on the website, but at least you can make tours in browser-based. And this is one screenshot of it. And there are other museums, for example, the Smithsonian, which is using these kind of VR guided tours or VR models online on their website to document past temporary exhibitions. So we are getting closer to our topic. A German example, that's the Deutsches Museum, where due to the reconstruction break, which lasts till 2025, the parts of the collection which are not on view now are accessible on the website through VR models, and there are even guided tours guiding through the visitors. And of course, there's a huge company which is sucking up, if I may say that way, many exhibitions and cultural content, and they say that they are partnering with cultural institutions and museums by doing so. Although, and again, I'm turning to an artistic research of a Mexican artist who pointed out that this type of approach is comparable or could be called as cultural colonialism because they are decontextualizing all the data which they are taking from the museums and pulling it onto their platform. These are a few examples of so-called partner institutions of Google. And then starting on with our project Beyond Matter, our project partners are the Centre Pompidou in Paris, the Ludwig Museum in Budapest, the Tallinna Kunstihone, the Tirana Art Lab, as museums and exhibiting institutions, exhibition venues, and the Aalto University and the EPFL from Lausanne, who are supporting us with the theoretical research, and the Weiss AG, who is providing the technology. As mentioned before, we are going to reconstruct certain chosen exhibitions. And one of these chosen exhibitions is Les Immatérieux from François Lyotard and Thierry Chaput. It's a very well-known exhibition, although there's not much left of it. So even the catalog, which was an experimental catalog, never got translated into English. It only exists in French. And also the visual material, what remained of the exhibition are basically 2 shoeboxes at the Kandinsky Library. So it is going to be a real challenge to reconstruct the exhibition in a digital manner. I'm just going through a few photos, and the other quite important exhibition we would like to reconstruct is Iconoclash, Beyond the Image Wars in Science, Religion and Art, curated by a quite big group of curators at the ZKM in 2002. And we are arriving to to the technological support by the Vice AG. This is an example of a Buddhist temple they digitized in China, and you can see that in this case it's a front end, but it's a back end at the same time. Because it's an asset management database and its surface, which is meant to be, which is meant for people working on the database, but also people who are accessing the exhibitions. And in the next almost 4 years, we are going to figure out how we are going to reconstruct these exhibitions, and also we would work on a procedure to document exhibitions which are taking place right now, that they don't need to be reconstructed later. Thank you.